Good afternoon, Jacq here. I just wanted to jump on live. I've just finished teaching at the KX Pilates studio in Torquay, and while I have a quiet moment, I wanted to jump on like I promised early this morning and talk about how are you around other people's emotions or big emotions or reactions. This has come up to my awareness a few times over the years, and I just want to unpack it with you as a quick teaching and training. I've got my notes because there's a few deep dive pieces to it, and I'm going to try and wrap it up in a nice tight bundle of information. Please jump in with a comment, a hello, a heart, whatever it is that you can do to make sure that I can see that you're there. And if you are watching this as a replay, please hashtag in the comments replay. If you do engage with me, I will give you heaps back, so please drop in the comments and share as a conversation with me, and I look forward to seeing what you all put down in the comments. So, what are you like around people's big emotions? Let's start with, first of all, emotions are just energy in the body. And most of our lives we've been taught to spend our awareness or our consciousness in our mind, so mindfulness. And often we've not been taught about the rest of us, so our emotional body, the sensations in the body. So it would make sense that we don't have very much skill or very much practice around being okay with big feelings, both positive and negative, because we've been stuck in our intellect, in thinking mind, figuring things out, making stuff happen, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so energy and emotion is the same thing. It's in the body. Let's go through the top 6 main primary emotions that I like to teach from. Happy, sad, or joy and sadness, they're the opposites of each other. Fear and excitement, they're the opposites of each other. Passion and anger, they are the opposites of each other. Let's just do a quick little mental checklist. What are you like for you when you feel these feelings? Like, are you feeling okay and accepting of yourself when you have lots of happiness? And are you okay with showing it and expressing it? Or do you dial yourself down so you don't look too happy? That happened to me growing up in high school. I was kind of shamed for being a positive, happy person. And so I had to kind of dull my light down and fit in with everyone else who was feeling terrible, depressed, anxious. So I actually learnt to lose myself a little bit to fit in. Let me know if this is something that you relate to. My feet are going numb, 2 seconds. And then what's another thing? What do you like about sadness for yourself? Are you okay with feeling sad? Are you okay with, hi Meg, hi Angela, are you okay with being sad and actually showing sadness to your partner, to family, to friends, to work colleagues? Do you allow yourself to feel sad within yourself and express it? So there's kind of 2 questions in that, within yourself and expressing it. Because we can feel sad on our own, and sometimes we can be quite good at that. Other times people can be even quite terrible at that too. Not even allowing yourselves to express internally when there's no one around. You might still push certain emotions away. I'm excited about this because it's something that's changed my life, and that's why I get pumped to share it with you, and I hope you get something from this. So up next, what's another emotion that I've spoken about? What about fear? So anxiety is kind of like a soft, not necessarily soft, it depends on how much anxiousness you're feeling or how anxious you're feeling at the time. But anxiety is like a mild version of fear. All right, so someone who's terrified of heights, they might go to an edge of a high building or edge of a pathway where it kind of drops off, and they just lose their legs, they feel jelly, they feel sick, they get woozy in their body. So there's a fear of falling, which for a good reason, to keep themselves safe. But what about fear of patterns repeating? Like, what about fear of being cheated on again? What about fear of being yelled at as a kid? What about fear of getting in trouble? What about fear of failing? What about fear of rejection, not being accepted? Yeah, so there's an emotional fear, but there's also that physical fear of safety. And what I'm talking about is the emotional fear. What do you like for yourself when you feel scared? Are you okay with yourself feeling scared, or do you tell yourself that it's not okay? What have you learnt about being scared? That it's weak, that it's not acceptable, that you should get over it? Just notice for yourself what comes up for you around fear. All right, so are you good with it or not good with it? What are the stories you're telling yourself about it? And then what about excitement? I'm kind of going through this quite quickly, so just make sure you take a nice, soft, gentle, connected breath as I download all of this for you. Excitement. Are you okay with excitement within yourself? Are you okay with expressing it? Notice, just have a rough sort of think back to present past, like recent past or really, really far back, times when you've been really excited and you've wanted to express it. Has it been accepted? Have you accepted yourself for it, or has it been not so good? Same thing for me with the happiness part. Whenever I got really excited or proud of something that I had achieved or going to achieve. So excitement does say, I'm looking forward to XYZ. I'm looking forward to something positive happening. When that's happening in the past, if I've been really excited about something that I really like that's about to happen and I express that and it's around someone who's not feeling so good, someone who's having a bit of a tough day, they may not be okay around other people's excitement. It might actually just piss them off. And then they might judge excitement. So there's lots of angles around this. One, how are we around these feelings for ourselves? How are we expressing that around other people? And then, of course, the main point, which is part of the post, is how are you around other people going through those feelings too? There's lots of ways to sort of go introspective and just reflect and just see how you fit with all of these feelings. Because once you've got clarity and awareness, then we can actually go deeper and shift through the things that are keeping us stuck, blocked, feeling overwhelmed with certain feelings and the way we interact with our world and ourselves. So we've gone through happy, sad, fear, and excitement. Yeah? Please make sure if you are commenting, for some reason I can't see your comments right now, but please jump in and tell me what you're feeling, what has come up for you as I offer these questions. Let me see if I can find them. It's happened a few times. I will make sure I figure this out so I can actually chat with you live as it happens. But please, yes, drop your comments in as you feel. Next one. What about passion? So if someone's in a shit of a mood, and right now I'm feeling really passionate about sharing this information to you or with you, if you're in a shit of a mood, this is going to piss you off. Good chance. Because bad mood, low energy, and high energy, passion, it doesn't line up. They're not resonating. So if anything, there's going to be a gap. There's going to be some resistance around the feelings. So just think about a time where you've been really passionate. And how is your relationship with that for yourself? Are you okay with being passionate and really like up and about and getting things done? And then second to that, how are you with expressing passion to others, telling people what you love about it? Hi, Cindy. Great to see you jump on. What are you like when you're feeling passionate and expressing it to others? Do you kind of shrink, or are you okay with it? Do you dial it down, or do you try and squash it and make it all like nothing's a big deal and then you're all chill? There's lots of things we do to distort our feelings based on the way we are interacting with our space. Hi, I can see your comment live. Oh, that's so good. Happy. I'm so happy to see that. Thank you for saying hello. All right, so what about being passionate and expressing it to others? We've kind of covered that. So then the next question is, how are you when other people are passionate about their thing? What is it for you? Hi, Tim. I won't jump you on the video. Sorry, mate. I'm going to keep focusing. Otherwise, if we share videos, I'll get distracted. Thank you, though. So passion. What do you like when someone else is passionate about something that you're not necessarily passionate about? So let me think. Gaming. I have a go. Not my thing. I'd rather be out in my body dancing or training doing Pilates. But I do have a go at getting into the gaming world to support family and my partner Reese, who adores it. It's something that he absolutely, it lights him up. He's passionate about it. Or lots of different types of movies. I'm into movies, but nowhere near as much as he is. And he's like he knows the names of the directors, the actors, all kinds of details about the whole production. All the details. And I love that he loves it, but it doesn't light me up the same way as it lights him up. So do you have anything like that around you? What do you like when someone else is really passionate Can you be on board with them? Can you make space to let them share their passion? Or are you kind of like disconnected and a bit awkward and not too sure how to engage? Let me know. I am throwing lots of questions at you, so please feel free to watch this back later and press pause and think about it and share in the comments. There's lots of juicy insights ready for you if you do the work. And I've left the last emotion till last because it's the hot one. It's the big one. Hi, Cindy. I love it when people are passionate and expressing that. It's being in flow. Yes, I agree. It's awesome to see someone flowing in passion. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing. Anger. How are you? What is your relationship like with anger for yourself? Do you make space for yourself to be angry? Do you allow yourself to say no? Or I want, or I don't want? Do you feel bad? Do you feel guilty? What is your story around expressing anger? And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about violence. Violence is not okay. Anger, when it's expressed in a healthy, safe way, does not hurt anyone. Yeah? So there's a big difference between that. Originally, when I was growing up, I thought for me, anger was scary because it meant someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to hurt something or hurt themselves. A loss of control, yeah? But if we can express anger in a healthy, safe way, it's okay. And this is where the work is. This is where I love supporting people through breathing space to actually reset how they feel about emotions and start expressing them in a really healthy, safe way. So what do you like with your anger? I love you're all jumping in the comments. I'm so happy. Okay, Cindy, yeah, not good with other people's anger, not good at all. I hear you, I feel you, and I'm so glad you're here because this is the stuff that I adore because of the results I've received from doing this work. So I can't wait to share with you a few more little tips and tricks. Georgia, thank you for jumping in. Wow, I'm going to read through your comment. It's juicy. All right. And I'm remembering I'm going to come back to anger. I've just had some really good news and feeling proud, happy, and I don't know how I would feel if someone was having a rough time around me right now. Yeah, it's a different feeling of energy. I would have to say that I'm good at adapting to different emotions of others by being a mental health nurse. Awesome. It's flipped my current happiness into energy for being there for them. Yeah, this makes me realize how often I go through day-to-day life adapting and don't actually process or think about my emotions on a deeper level. Yes, this kind of highlights how I put so much time into others instead of myself. This is such a great comment. Thank you for sharing, Georgia. This is really, really, really powerful stuff because anyone who cares about anyone, this is usually all of you beautiful empaths and highly sensitive people, you often forget yourself. Anyone else relate to that? Anyone else relate to forgetting about their own needs and expressing how they feel, and they're just too quick to try and adapt and fit in and walk on eggshells to suit those around them? Yeah, this is so powerful. So this is the gift, right? If you can see that there's a bit of a block there, I would invite you to start practicing making space for your own feelings and just to be happy and proud for what you're celebrating, no matter who is around you. Now, of course, it's not to gloat and like be over the top about it. And that's where emotional intelligence and a sense of compassion can come in, because you can still be happy. So happiness is a heart state. It's not even an emotion. That's like the rich, everlasting, forever and ever available source of uplifting energy that comes from our heart states. Yeah? You can be happy and in an open heart state around someone who's suffering. And if anything, that's actually going to support them. The best thing we can do for ourselves and for others is to accept the way we are right now, as it is, without trying to fix or change it. Yeah? I'm going to come back to that. This is awesome. I'm so glad I decided to jump on now. And thank you for everyone jumping in the comments. This is going to make this video and this training a lot more rich and valuable. I invite you to take a breath with me and just let go. So anger, a lot of the time people suck at being around other people's anger, usually because we go into fear, right? What happens to you when you feel like you're about to spit the dummy or lose your shit or explode, right? It's normally because you've held on for so long that finally, once you can't control it anymore and you find a reaction, someone has said something, someone has done or not done something, whatever it is, there's a trigger that's just gone and you've had a reaction. Of course, that then immediately makes us feel probably guilty for not having control over our feelings. And then when people don't accept our anger, it then gets shamed, which means there's something wrong with you for losing control. And then we just retract and we go back down and we squash it and then we numb out and we feel like shit. Hope that makes sense. We've got some dialogue going on in the comments. Cindy, Georgia, you just made me remember how I was reading about our own energy and how we don't protect it. About how we absorb other people's energy instead of holding on to our own energy. I've just lost where I was. Where is it? It's kind of related to remembering who we are, and also like the Patronus charm in Harry Potter. It's only powerful love that rebounds anger and negativity. Interesting comment. I love that you're jumping in, and I'm going to share some teaching on this too. There's this Buddhist practice called Tonglen, and it's about welcoming it in. So it's not about protecting and pushing energy away, because that means we're actually rejecting our shadow. If we ever feel triggered by other people's negative emotion, the trigger happens within us, right? So that's actually our stuff. And so with breathing space and breath work, the whole idea is to allow yourself the space in a really healthy, loving, supportive, accepting space to go into the deep work, to go into that shadow work, to start playing with, and I say playing for a reason, to play with and make space and accept and adore and welcome all of those negative experiences in, and then let them go. Because when we do that, we're going to show up in our world a lot less triggered. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much for jumping in the comments. I love that you've put some stuff in because it helps me share more specifically too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So basically a specific example, the minute I started doing emotional work for myself and healing my own stuff, because I was incredibly reactive growing up, everything would just hit me and I'd feel it, and everyone's emotions, and it would make me feel like crap. And then if someone was in a bad mood, I'd feel bad. And I even remember my dad, bless his cotton socks, I love you to pieces, it's all okay, I've forgiven him. He was doing the best that he could at the time. He would say, cheer up, stop being so sensitive, right? And he would say, the house is miserable when you're upset, but when you're happy, the house is amazing, the house lights up. And so all of a sudden in that moment, I had learnt I'm responsible for everyone's feelings. And that carries some weight because I can't control the way people feel. And if I can, it's not long term, it's actually quite exhausting. Can anyone relate to that? Thinking that you feel responsible for other people's feelings and reactions. So that was a big thing for me growing up. And I'm still practicing. If I'm tired, if I have my period, if I'm a little bit stressed, stuff's happening, I'm more likely to be reactive, a little bit less centered and less open. Yes, Georgia, absolutely. Love it. Okay, so we are not responsible for other people's emotions. And this is a really great teaching piece which comes full circle around all of the other stuff we were just chatting about. One, we need to be okay with all the feelings ourselves, even the negative ones. Because when we can make space for them, feel them fully, and know that they're just energy that's moving through the body, we actually release them. We get to empty that bucket. And then when we are able to move through that, we then end up making space to connect back into our heart center where all the good, yummy stuff is. If we can do that for ourselves, that means we can do that for others. So if someone else is having a shit of a day, instead of their shit of a day affecting your mood and you wanting to be away from them or be away from negative people because you can't handle being around negative people, you can actually make space and be like, I see you. What do you need right now? I'm here for you. And all of a sudden you don't have to try and fix it for them or squash it down or minimalize it, because you've learnt that you've made space for yourself to feel things, and that's the quickest, easiest, most loving way to get through big negative feelings. That was a mouthful. I hope that came out clearly. So when someone is crying from a breakup, a loss, someone passing away, a loss of job, anything, whatever it is that they are crying and feeling really upset about, the practice is to just be there with them in their sadness and not try and rescue them, not try and fix it, not try and stop it, but actually just be with their sadness and not even say, it's okay, don't worry about it, because that's kind of rescuing and minimalizing it and trying to brush it off. you'll notice that a lot of the time we have this tendency to try and reach out and do something to fix an emotion. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Tim. I have to remember to get online at this time because you're all here. This is awesome. Tim, when feeling angry, compassion both collide. I love to spend time camping or spending time at doing anything recreational to clear the mind, body, and soul to reset oneself. Yes, that's very loving, very nurturing. And to add to that, if there's shit that you haven't dealt with, that shit will still be there when you get home. Yeah? So go camping and connect to nature and clear your mind and center yourself. But then also remember, you've got to come back into life and be ready to tackle, love, and nurture whatever that issue was that triggered the anger in the first place. Yeah? So loving, nurturing things that we can do to take care of our health and our well-being is one thing. And one of those things, other than just going camping, because I love that, I do the same. I love going to the beach. I love going for a walk. I love getting outdoors to reset my energy. I did learn, though, that if I haven't dealt with the issue that led me to try and get out in nature, the issue is still going to be there when I get back. So that's where the emotional intelligence coaching comes in. That's where learning how to express feelings in a healthy, safe way to get clarity and move forward so that shit doesn't keep following you everywhere you go. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Yeah. So anger basically says, I don't like it like this. Pick your towel up off the floor, please. I'm sick of picking up towels from the ground. I've asked you 4 times this week. I don't want to do it again. Good example. Expressing what I don't want, expressing what I want. I've had enough. What other examples? Think about things that you can practice. Like soft anger. It doesn't have to be like anger. The better you are at catching a little bit of frustration, feeling it in your body, practicing expressing what I want, what I don't want, the better you're going to get at this and the less likely you're going to blow a fuse and hurt something or hurt someone. Yeah? Because if you don't and you bottle it up and you squash it down, that's called resentment. And that keeps us separate from our own heart connection, and that actually keeps us separate from those we love, those we work with, those we hang out with, family, friends, colleagues, life. Yeah? And then you've got this beautiful hot button, this trigger that's just ready to be pressed every single time that you're around someone, something, somewhere that just makes you feel angry, so that you can do the work. So think about anyone in your world who you would label as an angry person, someone who's quick to anger. All of a sudden, that person seems to be labeled as their emotion, right? So that kind of does them a disservice because that just means they're carrying a lot of anger and they haven't dealt with it, which means they're triggered a lot and they blow up a lot and they're just only letting a little bit out at a time. Resentment is toxic. Frozen anger is toxic. So this is just one of the 6, and I think you may have noticed I'm talking more about anger quite a fair bit because it seems to be the one that's less accepted. You tell me, out of the 6 primary emotions, which ones have you noticed to be more acceptable and less acceptable? Let me know in the comments. Everyone's answer can't be wrong, by the way. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone's perspective of this is different based on what you have experienced in your life. What's more acceptable? Anger, yes. Yes, I'm hearing you, I'm seeing you. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following the comments correctly. Nice. All right, I need to refer back to my notes so I don't get off track. All right. Yes, sorry, Georgia. Yes, anger is not, meaning you're saying it's less acceptable. It's the one that's not as accepted, is what I'm thinking your comment is about. Yeah. Just to give you an example of how magic anger work can be, my sister and I, so I think my sister's in this group, Samantha, love you to bits, I'll tag you in the video later. We are 16 months apart, she's the older one, and up until I started doing breathwork, she was the taller, the prettier, the skinnier, the smarter, the richer, the more have stuff done personality, which set me up to never be good enough based on my experience. So me believing that had kept us separate for a really long time, even though I would force love on her. I'd want to be affectionate, I want to be playful, but she would always be like, ugh, get away from me. Yeah, I'm laughing now because we're good, and we actually never thought we'd ever get along. And Dad would always say, for birthdays and Christmases and Father's Days, when we ask him, what do you want? What can we get you? And all he would say is, all I want is for you two to get along. Can anyone relate to this? Sibling rivalry? Yeah, it's a hot one. So over time, as kids living in the same house, we get pissed off with each other quite a lot. Sharing stuff, not sharing stuff, personal space. We get all of these gifts and opportunities to create boundaries, to share and to keep separate. Cindy, a lot of people are uncomfortable about crying. Yes, how many people say sorry for crying? So many people cry and then say sorry for it. If you ever do breathing space with me, I would adore working with you if you're ready for it. I will catch you in these little moments. We all have these little quirks that we have around feelings because we've been taught that they're not okay. And so with breathing space, you actually get to be in the space where you can always win, that all emotions are okay, no matter how ugly they get, no matter how scary they feel, to just practice feeling the energy in your body. And it is so empowering. Oh, so good. So I healed anger, resentment towards my sister, 2019. And as I was going into the anger session, my coach was like, just have a go, see what comes up. Is there anyone you're angry with? And I was like, I'm not angry with anyone. I'm good. It's everyone else who's got the problem. Can anyone relate to that? And so at the time, I was like, okay, well, who am I a little bit pissy with? All right, maybe my sister. Let's see what's there. And so I went through the anger process, and I'd love to show this with you if you're ready to play. This is where all the magic is. And I went through a whole bunch of stuff that I was really angry with her about. Things from when we were really little to most current, recent past. And then it happened, I had a big cry, and I was angry, and I was scared, all the big things that come with the body experience, and then I just forget about it. The whole idea is just to let it go. And now, just to backtrack, I love sharing this story because it's so specific. Who else is saying, I always say sorry for crying. Stop it, Georgia, stop it. As of this moment now. And then you might even say sorry for saying sorry for crying. Stop that as well. Yeah? See if you can create space for yourself just to breathe and feel sad. And what I do, because I cry a lot, like that. Normally, if someone's feeling awkward about me crying, because I can see their body reaction, I'll say, I'm okay, I'm just crying, it'll be over in about 60 seconds. Just keep talking, I'm okay, I'm just breathing into my body, I'm okay, I'm just crying. And I might express what I'm sad about. I might be sad about losing time or respect or something that I wanted to have done that didn't get done. It could be quite simple and subtle, it could be quite big. So if you want to practice not saying sorry for crying, breathe, feel the tears come, feel your tight go throat, feel your tight go throat. Feel your throat go tight. Feel the sadness come up. And if someone else is trying to minimalize it or stop it or try and fix it, just say, I'm okay, I just need a second. You can even close your eyes and take a breath. Feel the sadness and express what it is that you're feeling that you've lost. What is it that you feel loss about? And then it will shift. And then you can say thank you rather than saying sorry. So see how that goes. Back to the anger story. Before I did all of this work, I'd been growing up teaching dancing, performing. I'm a Pilates instructor, have been since 2016. And my sister never wanted to come to any of my classes that I taught in the area because she said, I don't want you to tell me what to do. In the past, that was a trigger because I just wanted to have that space with her. I wanted to share with her. I wanted to teach her. I'm good. I know. I love teaching. I'm passionate. I'm really aware of the space and I love getting people to get the most out of their bodies. She never wanted to come to my class. The bitch. I was so angry. And built up resentment. And be like, why doesn't she want to come to my classes? Why would she drive all the way to Melbourne to go to someone else's class instead of mine? Hi, Debbie. Great to see you jumping in. Thanks for being here. And so after I did the anger session, cleared a whole lot of resentment, had a big shift, a big emotional release. A little while had passed and she'd actually fallen pregnant with her first child. And within that time, and she called me one day and she said, hey, I just wanted to see if you'd be happy if you've got the time, if you could teach me prenatal Pilates. And I nearly fell off the chair. One, she's never asked me to ever teach her a class, ever. She never wanted to. She's made it clear she's never wanted me to teach her anything. She doesn't want me to tell her what to do. Two, she's pregnant. There's a lot of trust that goes into teaching a class or being okay in a class to be taught movement. I nearly fell off the chair. I was like, is this a trap? Is she out to get me? Is there what's the trick here? What's going on actually? And I said, are you sure? And I was a little bit teary, feeling happy and relieved. And she said, yeah, I just feel like I'd be safer. I feel like I'd be more comfortable with you at the house rather than being out at studios. And yeah, I'd love that. And I put the phone down. I was like, oh my God, my sister just asked me to teach her Pilates. Oh my God, what is going on? I've never experienced this before. It was bizarre. It was new. And so it's this thing called perturbation. You'll feel this if you go into the work with me. I can't wait for you to start. If you do, make sure you get in touch. There's this thing called perturbation where it's kind of like your new personality is just being felt into space and the old shit is just sort of just losing momentum, just softening away. And for the first few classes where I was teaching her, there were moments where I would have reacted or she would have reacted and we were kind of looking at each other walking on eggshells, this is new. What is going on? This is bizarre. And we just softened in and we smiled and we had a great time. And she did classes every week all the way through to the end of her pregnancy. And then Hugo was born and he's now 3, nearly 4. I've got to remember, I've got to get my auntie mode on. But he's been around for a long time. And apart from COVID where we had some lockdowns and couldn't see each other, I saw him multiple times a week. I saw her multiple times a week. I'd come over and hang out and it was beautiful. Even Mum and Dad would say, this is odd. What's going on? They're getting on for more than 5 minutes. Yeah. So if that is an example of what massive change you can experience by making space for yourself to feel negative emotions, to clear resentment, heal relationship with yourself and with others in a safe, healthy, really easy way. It doesn't have to be complicated. And the main thing here is we're not talking about the problems. We're not talking about the issues. We don't talk about the feelings. We actually need to feel the feelings. And that's the difference between breathwork as a therapy rather than talk therapy, as an example. Cindy, you've commented, growing up, my sister resented me. I didn't know until much later. But the weird thing is I resented her too. Yeah, it's attractive to each other. I wanted to hang out with her and be friends, but she didn't because she resented me. So I resented her for that. Yeah. So there'll be lots of layers of resentment. So every time you'd bottle up a little bit of anger about the other person, that just closes the heart a little bit more each time. And so even though you naturally, because you're family, you want to connect, but you can't because there's this just bottle up space of just tension and tightness. There's just lots of red flags everywhere. Lots of triggers to be experienced. So if you're both doing the work, can't guarantee it, but if you do the work, I guarantee you something will change. You don't have to wait for her to change for you to get the shifts. And I think that's probably one of the most amazing experiences that I've felt through breathwork is I don't have to wait for someone to say sorry. I don't have to wait for someone to change their behavior. I no longer put the power out into my environment. I actually bring all the power back in because this is the one thing I can control. I know I can be aware of my thoughts. I can choose to be smart about my thoughts and my awareness of my thoughts. What ones are sending me on a wild goose chase? What ones are just complete bullshit? And it's just a story that's running. What feelings I'm feeling, that I can make space for them, that I can express them, that it's safe to feel feelings and it's safe to express them. And that by me using that as an example, I make space for others to do that for themselves too. And then they have permission to be responsible for their shit. I'm not responsible for how you feel. Imagine if you could say that to everyone around you. I'm not responsible for how you feel. Yeah? So if someone is a trigger for you, say thank you. Book in a session and do the work. You don't always have to face the person that has got the stuff all tangled up, because if they haven't done the work, then it's not quite the space to unpack thoughts and feelings in a safe and healthy way. You know that you've got breathing space to jump in and practice and then reconnect with them if it's appropriate. Oh, wow. What a long live. This has been fun. I really adored having time with everyone, and the comments have been flowing through. This is so good. Please let me know what you've got from this so far in the comments so I can see them. Let me know what you've got from this so far. And while you think and type in your comments, I'm going to check my notes. We spoke about stories. That I like it, I don't like it, I accept it, I don't accept it. It's weak. It's not appropriate about certain feelings. We've gone through that. Notice in your body when you don't let yourself feel a feeling. If you notice in your body, if you don't let yourself express a feeling, what happens? With happiness. If you're really happy and it's not appropriate to show happiness, which is bizarre, but it can happen, what happens in your body when you're like bursting with energy? It kind of hurts to try and control it, to not smile too hard, to try not to laugh. It hurts to try and control feelings. Georgia, I'm so happy I randomly clicked on this. Would love to connect. Your energy is so pure and clear. I'm very grateful. I'm so happy you're here too. There's no coincidence. Your inner being guided you to click on the live. Thank you for being here. I've absolutely adored your engagement, so thank you. And Cindy, you reminded me not to reject my shadow. Yes! Welcome it in. Make space for it. You reminded me that I am not responsible for others' emotions, and also I don't have to fix a situation. Yeah! Just feel it. Don't do anything with it. We get really stupid when we're in our emotion state. We make reactions. We have reactions. We get a little bit unintelligent. So what we need to do is actually make space to get the feelings, to feel the feelings, and move through the feelings, and then we can find deeper clarity from our heart's connection, which then means we've gone from head to spin out, to stop, to breathe, to feel, make space for the feelings, express them in a healthy, safe way, connect back into head, and you've got your head to heart coherence, and then all of a sudden everything just lines up and flows. Yeah? Delish. Thank you so much for sharing that, Cindy, as well. So, I did lose track while I was reading your comments. I just punished myself. Did you see that? Caught myself in the moment. If you see yourself make a mistake, or if you've forgotten something, don't punish yourself. I'm sorry to myself. I did a little light tap on my schnoz. Let me know if you noticed that. Right? So I'm doing the work. I'm always doing the work, and I love this because HSP, highly sensitive person, we are deep thinkers. We like to process things. And up until I learned about emotional intelligence and breathwork, I would be just in my head processing all the possibilities of all the possible things and not actually getting any shifts. Fighting my feelings, pushing them away, exploding them. But now I've got the deep processing, I've got the emotional intelligence, and I can catch myself doing things like I just did then. Cool. And it's important to de-shame it. There's nothing wrong with personal development. There is nothing wrong with where you are right now. Right? All of you, so far as I'm aware, mums, carers, people working in service of any kind, yeah? Most of the time, we're the ones who need to do the work for ourselves because we're so busy caring for other people and other things, yeah? So, what's the lesson in all of this? My little notes were, if we want to be loved and accepted just as we are, no matter what emotion that we are feeling at the time, 1, we need to start accepting our own experiences as they are. So stop trying to change them. Stop trying to fight them. Just make space for how you are feeling in every moment or what you are feeling in every moment. Accept it. Yeah? And then 2, we need to let others experience themselves as they are as well. So when someone is angry or sad or excited or passionate, no matter what state we're in at the time, to love and accept them and make space for them to be as they are as well. And there's a whole bunch of skills to practice when it comes to this, right? It's all intellectual. We're having a conversation. So we're like, yep, cool, get it, makes sense. But then when you're out in experience in your body, doing the practicing human part, good luck. Yes, that's when the shit can sometimes hit the fan. Sometimes it doesn't quite go as well as you thought it would. So there's a space to practice and learn from that as well. I call that a contrast moment. Yeah. I love it when people are passionate and expressing that. It's being in flow. Oh, that's the first comment. Hang on, I'm scrolling back down. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much so far. Let's keep going. So practicing feeling feelings, making space for them, not trying to fix them or change them or stop them, all the positive or the negative for ourselves, to express it in a healthy, safe way is number 2, and to make space for others to do the same for them as they are, without trying to push or force or make something happen for them. Those are really, really key points. Now, if you've connected to this teaching today, if you've connected with me, I am so grateful, because I love connection. I value connection so, so much. Today is the last day for a ridiculous promotion that I came up with at the end of last year. And it's 50% off an annual subscription to do up to 2 one-on-one sessions with me for the year. Every month you have a payment, it's 50% off. Ridiculous. Through Zoom we have one-on-ones, or if you are in my local area, I've moved to Armstrong Creek. I've got a beautiful breathing space in my home and it's delicious. So if you want to go into one-on-ones and it works, you can do that too. But basically, the 50% off annual subscription offer ends tonight. If you would like to find out more, please message in the comments. Please let me know. I also have compassionate payment plans for people who are in a bit of a sticky financial situation. If money is the only thing that's stopping you getting going, even if it's 50% off and it's still a bit uncomfortable, please let me know. When I started doing this work, I was uncomfortable with investing in my own self. I looked at many reasons why not. Hi, Margaret. I looked at so many reasons why I shouldn't invest in myself, in my personal development, that other things were more important. So if you're feeling yourself kind of going, oh, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I should. Obviously, there's that materialistic part of having finances. But if finances is the only thing that's stopping you, then please let me know. I would love to support you and organize a compassionate payment plan. You have to experience it to know the value of it. So if you've connected to what I've shared today, like I said, this is a really great start. And when you're ready to go into the deep dive and actually experience all these shifts, your world will change. I don't even really remember the older version or the default version, the healed version of me that has changed so much since doing this work. And it's an ongoing thing. There's never a do this many sessions and then you'll be good, because life keeps happening. We're going to keep experiencing experiences, different jobs, different environments, different weather, all the COVID hoo-ha. Like, that was a great opportunity for so many people to get the gifts and learn and move through challenging times. Change keeps happening. There are so many things that come up in our experience that will present us with experiences of emotion. And so when you can start to practice that and know that you've got me in your corner with whatever's going on, you're going to be able to get through it in a much more loving, supportive way, rather than going through this really turbulent emotional roller coaster, which most of us go on, which lead us to reaching for substances and activities to change the mood that we're in, instead of just feeling the feelings. It's actually quite simple. And I would adore holding space for you to start doing the work. So please let me know if you'd like to jump in and find out more about this annual subscription offer for up to 2 sessions a month for the year. So 12 months, you can go into January if you missed that on Jan, if you're not signed up already. If you have any questions about anything else, about emotions, about your own personal stuff going on, please add it to the comments, because I will always come back and respond through comments as well after the video. I think that's it for now. If anything, let's wrap up with a heart-centering meditation. I feel called to share that with you here, adding a little bit more value. You may notice I under-promise, over-deliver. I did start saying I'm just going to do a quick video, and here we still are. Hi, Cindy. You're interested? Yes, I would adore hanging out with you. Let's organize a phone call, maybe this afternoon if we can, and we'll organize to set you up. And if today doesn't work, I would be happy to honor the discount, but we can do a phone call just to make sure we're the right fit before we go ahead. and Georgia. I would adore that too. Yes, there's no coincidence for you both jumping on the video today. I'm looking forward to chatting to both of you. Please just put a message in the comments here about when it suits you, and we can organize a time to do a call and get organized and see what fits. But for now, heart centering. So, conscious, connected breath. This heart centering meditation I'm going to guide you through right now. You can come back to it whenever you need to. We'll do a short one. And this is the type of breath work that we do to bring ourselves in to a centered, deep connected space. The breath work that we do to heal emotion is a bigger, more active breath to kind of wake up the body. But this time we're going to just drop away from the thinking mind and connect into the present moment. So I invite you to join me. Find a comfortable position that's not so comfortable that you fall asleep. Sitting up nice and tall. And just allow yourself to be here right now as you are. And just take a gentle breath down to your belly, up to your chest, above your head, and just let it out. Do a couple like that. Let the exhale be like a sigh of relief. So a conscious breath in, and then let go. Breathing in, and letting go. And just let your eyes close gently if they haven't yet. If you're safe to do that, please, no one driving. And just find yourself in stillness. Give yourself permission to be still just for a moment. That's it. And just start to become aware of all the stillness and the silence that's in the background of all activity. You might hear birds, you might hear traffic, you might hear people. Notice if there's a gap between your inhale and your exhale. And as I invite you to become more aware of the rest of your body and your experience, please keep connecting your breath. So breathing down gently, up and letting go. Not too fast, no holding, no stopping, just cycling in and out. You can breathe in through your nose and just let the air out. Let it fall out. Surrender. Now start to pay attention to your breath in a sense of, is there a stuck point? Is there a hard spot? Is it a bit tight? Is it quite rigid or not quite flowing? Just focus on your breath as it is. Breathing in and letting go. That's it. And let's tune in even more, going within, into the body as you continue to breathe gently and deeply, and just start to pay attention to any physical sensation that you can feel. If you've not done this before, there's a good chance that you're feeling lots of tension for the first time, or you're feeling completely numb. You might be feeling nothing, but good news, nothing is a feeling. Yeah. Just notice you might be feeling tightness, pressure, tension, openness, a buzzing, a swirling. Start to really play around with describing the sensations that you feel in your body. And the best thing next to do is nothing. Just notice it. Just accept it. I give myself permission to feel this sensation. Breathing in gently and deeply and just let go. Just observe it. Because you are not your thoughts, you are not your body, you are not your emotion. They are part of your human experience. Just observe the sensations in your body, breathing in, welcoming them in, and letting them go. That's it. And because it's a short one, let's move into any emotion that you can feel. What emotion is present right now? You might be experiencing a mild or subtle emotion, happy, sad, anxious, excited, frustrated, passionate, maybe some other emotions that describe those 6. Just trust the first thing that comes up. I give myself permission to feel whatever it is you're feeling right now. And notice your mind maybe wanting to make sense of it or reason with why it's there or trying to stop it from feeling a certain way. Just drop the stories, drop the thoughts, come back to your breath. I give myself permission to feel this feeling. Just feel it now as you breathe in and let go. And as you pay attention, you might notice the shift. It might get bigger, it might fade, it might move. There are layers of awareness. Just breathe gently and deeply, breathing in and letting go. And let's connect now with what it is that feeling inside needs to say. It sounds a bit weird, just trust me, go with it. Ask yourself, if the feeling inside right now had a voice, what would it say? It doesn't have to make sense. If you have the space, say it out loud, use your voice. It may not even be words, it might just be a sound, like a whatever it is, don't judge it, just make space for it. Breathe it in, let it go. And just notice the shifts that come with feeling fully. That's it. And connect with your breath again and focus now on your heart. Breathing into your heart. Your heart is intelligent. Your heart develops in the fetus before the brain. There are more neurons in the heart than the brain. It's incredible, those little facts that give more authority to the heart center. And when we can connect to our heart and be in coherence with our mind, things flow. So just breathe gently and deeply and focus on your heart and ask your heart for guidance. Ask your heart, is there anything I need to know right now? Breathe into your heart and just trust the answer. And if it feels a little bit too general, be specific. Is there anything I need to know about something? Whatever it is that's kind of on your mind at the moment. Breathe into your heart, make space for the answer to come up. It might be a block of words, it might be a single word, it might be a sound, a picture. Just breathing in and letting go. And let's wrap up by calling in some gratitude and appreciation. Thinking of something, someone, somewhere that you really appreciate. And feel it in your body. Let it flow through, knowing that gratitude lasts a long time. It flows and it expands. Appreciating is delicious. It is an attractive quality, an attractive state to cultivate. Call to mind as many things as you like. And you can stay with this feeling for as long as it feels good. Please acknowledge yourself. Please appreciate yourself for showing up today, for being here for you, for being open to learning, getting the teachings, deepening your connection with yourself. I am honoured to have held space for you both here, more than both, for all of you here. I will keep this video on and saved so you can revisit it at a later time. please start to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Hi Joe, wriggling your fingers and toes and bringing your awareness back into your body, having a little roll through your shoulders, a little roll through the head and neck, and just becoming really present, noticing the backs of your eyelids. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Thank you so much. I have had so much fun sharing in your comments and bouncing off your experiences and going deeper through just a little teaching piece that came to mind this morning. I adore this work. If you have someone in mind that you think would really appreciate this, please invite them into the group. Please share this and tell them why you value it. What is it that you got from the group yourself so far? And of course, if you'd like to take me up for the 50% off annual subscription offer, which ends tonight, please book in a call with me. I will put a Clarity call link in the comments in a moment, so you can organize a time to chat with me. I will extend the phone call time for the rest of this week, and I will more than happy honor your, I'll be happy to honor the 50% off. Just make sure you book in the call with me before the end of the week. Thank you so much. I have had so much fun. Big virtual cuddles. Keep breathing, keep feeling, and I will see you and connect with you again really soon. Take care.